Hey, Kool-aid Krew. Somebody give me a 5 for 5. We'll get going. Hope you guys like my new logo right there. Let me know if you do. I'm thinking about changing it to that. If you do, let me know. But yeah, guys, we got a surprise solar storm hitting right now. I was not expecting this. So what we're looking at here, guys, is this. This here is a CME from today. There's 3 of them. These are not hitting at the current time. So we're going to try to figure out what's hitting us by checking out these the data plots here. This is 30-minute increment averages, and we are almost to a G1. I did not expect this at all. So we are going to kind of dive into that. And also, guys, here is SDO, Extreme Ultraviolet. There's one of the bigger eruptions. That sunspot is rotating in to look at us. We've got a big one here in the middle, and we're going to take a look at that also. Also, guys, check this out. Moonlit Aurora. It's not often that we get to see stuff like this. This was at perigee. This is during the I wouldn't say it exact perigee, but it was close a day before. But as you can see, guys, the moon was up and bright. That's why you get to see the foliage like this with all this aurora. This is over here at spaceweather.com, by the way. Dr. Tony Phillips is awesome. Obviously, this was in Cantwell, Alaska. Let's see here. Are we 5 for 5 in there, by the way? Okay, thank you, Ali. I appreciate you. Now I'm not looking at the chat right now, guys. So I want to get to this and let you guys get this information. I just got home, so I'm kind of a little still wired a little bit. My daughter had a homecoming parade. She's a devilette. You guys know I talk about that all the time. But yeah, guys. So we had full moonlit aurora, and this is again Dr. Tony Phillips' website called spaceweather.com. It's in my description box, but I'm going to post it in the chat too. Guys, I am going to ask my mods to do that for me a few times. If I go to a website or speak about somebody I always do, please put the link in there for me, somebody just off and on. And you guys are really good about thanking everybody when they donate and become members and just paying attention to that. The Kool-Aid Krew is awesome. So I'll just say that. Now, again, as we get going here, let me, okay, take a deep breath. I really rushed in here and did this because I didn't want to go too much later because I know Marf and Dex are going to be on here in just a few minutes. And again, guys, I don't like going live when they are. Okay, so guys, I popped on here and this completely surprised me. I did not expect that. Yesterday we had, 2 days ago, I guess, depending on where you're at in the world. Roughly about 48 hours ago, we got to a G4 storm. That was unexpectedly strong considering what hit us. It did seem that it hit harder than what anybody thought once again, including myself. I didn't think, I mentioned that, hey, those conditions kind of line up. We get into the wake of this CME that's coming. If the magnetic fields in the wake are strong enough, or if they're the right polarity, we could get to a G4, kind of rather quickly. If we took a side hit, and I went over all that yesterday. I'm not going to rehash that right now. But what I'm saying here, guys, is that was unexpected again. I do think we're going to have to change a little bit the way that we do things, as far as what we're, trying to relay to you guys. The danger of going the other direction with that, guys, is sometimes it will appear like we're crying wolf. Because if we say something that's going to be strong and it ends up not being, I'm telling you guys, I get ate up when that side of the mistake happens. Now, if I say something like, hey, I think this is going to be this level, and it ends up being 20 times bigger, nobody says anything. And, and that's one of those biases we all have. And I have the same bias sometimes. I'm not sitting here trying to say that. But I'm pointing that out because I think that I'm going to have to change a little and really just be blunt as far as, what I'm reporting as far as strength of what I think is actually going to happen. And I don't really forecast. I really just tell you guys, hey, this could be possible, this, that, and the other. I give you guys the options, and I encourage you guys to go watch everybody, from whoever to whoever. Okay, there's a lot smarter people in this world than what I am, but I do have my opinions, and I give you the simple ones that I have. But I don't have a real high college education or anything like that. I don't have any of that. I wish I did. I wish I had the knowledge that Dr. Scove has. Dr. Timothy Scove in my book is at the top. Dr. Tony Phillips would be right up there with her, you know, and there's a whole lot of other people, right? I just didn't do that as a kid. That was not my path. But please go visit those channels. If somebody would, they could put the link to Dr. Scove down there, Dr. Timothy Scove. But this is the Aurora right here. Okay, and I'm showing you guys this because of one reason. I say this often, and I don't think I say it often enough, though. Aurora is one of the single most things that we can look at to see how hard we're getting hit, or if we're even getting geomagnetic storming at all. Because watch what happens. As soon as it hits, boom, okay, we see the Aurora oval light up. Why is that? Because things come in on the poles easier. So we see the Aurora, you know, those particles are coming in, so they excite the molecules, oxygen, nitrogen, and that's what creates the Aurora. So it's a direct reflect of what's happening there. Hey, K +4. I don't mean to laugh right there, guys. It's kind of a story there, and I'll tell you guys that story here in just a minute. Thank you for the gifted membership, Kay. You're awesome, 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 awesome. And I will explain what that story is here in just a few minutes, guys. Okay, but there is a pretty cool story with. Well, I wouldn't say cool, interesting story, and kind of funny and kind of not all at the same time. So anyway, so if you look at their forecasting here, what are they forecasting? I don't know that this was here like this, okay? They may have already changed this, because sometimes they do. That would be the next 3-hour increment. Now, I am saying that this is not a huge storm at all. Look, they've already changed this. That almost went to a G2. That would be a G2. Okay, if we get any more readings up that high, they're going to put this at a G2 right now. Right this current moment. Okay, that is not something that was expected. This storm was completely subsiding. This storm was completely out of here. This is something different hitting us. This is not the same solar storm hanging around. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. Okay, so with that being said, let me move on. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out where this thing came from. Okay, and I may be able to, I may not. I haven't even looked like back any kind of certain amount of days. But this is SDO. This is a satellite that's in geosynchronistic orbit. Okay, so what are we looking at here? This satellite does turn right there. Are we having problems here? Hold on a minute. That one's not. Okay, well, we're not having any buffering or anything, are we, guys? Just so we know. Somebody let me know for 5 for 5 here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that doesn't need said anywhere. Aliyah, that's a yeah, get that out of here. That's not even a question. That's not even a timeout. That's gone. I don't care. We don't use that word ever in my chat. I'm not even going to repeat it. Whoever, one of my mods, get that out of there completely. I don't want that account here again, ever. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm tired of dealing with that too. So that's why I'm not looking at it, because I trust my moderators. That one word, that R word, we're not doing that. We're not doing that here at all, ever. So anyway, guys, this website, for whatever reason, is kind of lagging, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. This is SDO. So we got this figure 8 pattern that this satellite does, right? It stays right here at all times. As we rotate around our axis, this satellite orbits the same speed that we rotate, 15 degrees an hour. You can't use like miles per hour or kilometers per hour because that's not the relation that's being done here. It would be moving faster or slower depending on your latitude where you're standing on the planet. Okay, so that's why that matters. But it stays over the same spot of our planet. And here's the eye, and this will rotate. And we're also going to go over that weird anomaly, guys. I seen Ben at Suspicious Observer reported on the same thing that I did, and he actually, I guess he has somebody he knows that works over there, and it was a glitch in the satellite, but I was actually wrong in what I said, so I'm going to correct myself here in just a few minutes, and I'll let you guys know what was wrong. It wasn't like way wrong, but it was wrong enough. Okay, I'll just say that. Now, so as we get moving here, guys, this is the extreme ultraviolet from that satellite. All we're looking at is the 131 angstrom right here. All other light is filtered out. We see a specific gas, and that's what we're seeing. Oh, wow, Ron, you the man, brother. You are the man. Thank you, brother. Wow. Thank you so much, man. 10 gifted memberships. Whoever gets those, tell him thanks. Wow. You hit the wrong button? If you did, I will, I'll do what I can to change that for you, brother. If you're joking, let me know for real. If you're not, please just tell me you're not joking. I mean, it says 10 memberships. But yeah, let me know, please, if you're joking there. If not, then I'll see what I can do to get it back to you. I'm not sure if I can. I've never had to do anything like that. I don't know if it was or not. He gets that sometimes. I will say that. Let me know, Ron, if it is. Oh, okay. Okay. Just making sure. Man, you see, dude, you got me, man. Good one. Good one. You got me, man. Because I don't want you guys to ever do something like that on accident. If you do something like that on accident, let me know, and I will make it right for you, okay? Do the best I can to make it right for you anyway. I don't know how much I can. I mean, obviously, we'd have to exchange information and stuff, and I'd have to transfer it that way, because YouTube will not do it through their system. So, I have no control over that. But, yeah, you got me. Okay, good one. So, anyway, this is the 131 angstrom. We're not seeing a whole lot, but this one back here. Watch this eruption down here. Okay? It's coming. I know it's moving slow. See it right there? It's getting ready to pop. Boom. Okay, that's a bigger eruption. Now, I put a question mark. Are these solar storms coming at us? These new ones. Okay? Because I'm not sure that they are. I'm serious. I don't know if they are or not. I'm not seeing any massive, flaring happening on the front side. Most of the stuff that I'm seeing right now is actually on the back side. Now, that one there on the bottom, see, it would match up with the timing of that first, the CME I just showed you guys on this side of the sun. Okay? Well, thank you, AK. Appreciate that. I really do. I pride myself in that because, I would have to agree with you that not enough people are able to do that. I just, for me, I'm just that way. I always have been. And I have to say thanks to my parents for that. It truly is how I was raised. And so thank you, Mom and Dad, if you're ever going to listen to my channel, which you probably never do. But ain't that crazy? Our older generation does not do this, okay? Just so you know. And when I say older generation, I'm talking about my parents. I call them older because they're older than me. Not that they're old, but just because they're older than me. Just so you know, I'm old. I got more years behind me than I do in front. So, just so you guys know that, too. Not quite 50. I will be next year. And Planet Hermit with the 10 gifted memberships in the house. Heck yeah, baby. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Okay. Guys, I may do a members-only live stream in the middle of the night tonight. I'm not sure yet. But I will be doing, if I don't do that, I'm going to try to sneak 2 of them in on you guys tomorrow. So, whoever's got the memberships, get that bell clicked, okay? That way you guys can know. Now, guys, this is the magnetosphere. The sun's off to the left, all right? So all the solar weather, space weather is coming from left to right. When it hits our magnetic field, it creates this thing called a magnetosphere, right? We have a heliosphere. The sun does the same thing for our whole solar system, okay? It helps block cosmic rays. It does, I mean, it just does all of that. Did you donate again, AA Ron? Thanks, brother. I missed that one. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are, wow, so cool. Thank you. But anyway, as you guys can see this is, I'm going to pause this right here because I want you guys to see this. You guys see the darker reds, right? See where the red's here? Any normal person is going to walk up to this thing and sit there and look at this scale, and most people are going to say, man, that's kind of moving slow, right? That's not what this is saying. All right, I have to explain this because you won't know how this works unless you read it and try to figure it out or have somebody explain it to you. You start at 0. What these are, that's the polarity. Negative, and this is positive. It just doesn't have a plus sign. So the darker blue colors are moving the opposite direction as the reds, but the darker red and the darker blue are moving at the same speed. They're just moving in opposite directions. Okay, so that's what I'll say. Now, you see how we got stuff moving pretty fast from left to right. Okay, so the -6 are actually moving to the right. The negative side of this scale moves to the right. The ones that are blue are the ones moving from right to left. So the next question I always get, why are we getting solar wind from the backside? We're not. Okay, that's not what's happening. What's happening is those are reconnections. We have to understand we're talking about magnetics. So when it hits our bow shock, which right now it's not really easy to see because the bow shock is actually off of this model. It's sitting so far out. But anyway, I showed a small animation, I don't know, a couple weeks ago that explained this with the Aurora substorm, but the same thing is happening at a smaller scale. So let me explain. I'm going to try to calm down here a little bit and take it a little slow so everybody can hear what I'm saying. So we get hit in the front, right? And you got to think that this is 3-dimensional. This is a 2-dimensional model, guys. So it's hard to kind of, you know, represent something 3-dimensional with the 2-dimensional model. But I'm going to try to use my words here to let everybody understand. So it hits in the front. So we got a line, right? You can think of that magnetic field line, right, as a circuit. It's connected to us, okay, as a complete circuit, north-south, like this, okay? So when we get hit in the front, sometimes those field lines will break. They'll come disconnected from one another. But they still move from left to right. So what they do is they end up hitting, breaking. Both of them will split like this, and then they'll reconnect back here. When they reconnect, that's when we get the reverse direction because the polarity is different. Okay? So the magnetics causes it to move right to left as far as this model is concerned. So I hope you understood that. So just to kind of break it down one more time, the bow shocks out here, our magnetic field lines are there, right? They're arced like this. When we get hit, sometimes they'll break. Most of the time, kind of like right in the middle. And then you'll see both of those lines move at the same time, left to right, but they're not connected. And then as it goes on, they come back to the middle here, and they'll reconnect back here. When they do, you will see a clear boom, and you'll see a blue light up back right about here or here, depending on how far our tail is stretched out. And you'll see that just rush right back to our planet. Okay? That's what's happening. The source is not back from behind us. You can see it clearly when we get hit in the front, and then we see it loop around. That's what's happening. It's easy to see. See, look at that just showing up right there. Okay? And that's what happens sometimes. So, and right now we're not having a whole lot of reconnection because I think a lot of it might even actually be off the model back here. Or even it's just not happening because the field lines aren't really getting broke right now. So, I'll just say it like that. Guys, I got to take a drink. If I make noise, if it bugs you, let me know and I'll mute next time. Okay, so, all right, guys, give me a roll call in there if you would. And as you guys give me a roll call, I'm going to scroll down here. This is the density, and you can actually kind of see this, right? Our bow shock's out here. Remember, with our bow shocks out this far, all the stuff behind it's under Earth's magnetic protection. So we get lower density back here typically. Now we get this buildup of density back here on the back for the exact reason I was just saying earlier. Those field lines get broke, so they're not being able to be flushed out the back. So once they make it back into the circuit, they're able to get flushed out. Okay? So that's how I understand it. If I'm incorrect in that, I'll correct myself here later, but I don't think I'm incorrect. I've researched that out. I've been told that, actually. Hey, Miss, good to see you. Hey, Miss V. Crap. What did I do that for? Okay, so this is magnetic pressure, and this is what everybody understands the most, okay? And I will say that, because this is easier to understand. We all understand pressure, right? So magnetic pressure is nothing different than any other pressure. It's just being caused by magnetism, all right? And what I'm saying is that all those field lines I was just talking about that get broke, when we get hit, they get compressed, right? They don't necessarily break. All of them don't break. If they all broke, we'd just be completely opened up, right? So what happens is they get compressed up against our planet, our magnetic field. So instead of our magnetic field having this kind of distance from like here to here, leeway before it gets to us, it gets crunched down, guys. I mean, like really thin sometimes. So all those field lines are getting really, 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 really close to each other, and that magnetic pressure will push on us. It'll add pressure. That's what happens. So, magnetism affects what? Electromagnetism, right? So that, you guys can draw your own conclusions from there. What can happen when we get compressed like that big time. That can be a really good reason why we see some of the regional outings sometimes during the bigger solar storms and stuff like that. Earthquakes, always an uptick. Hey, case in point, the 5.1 in Texas the other day, it happened an hour and a half after we got hit with a G4 storm. I need somebody to explain to me how that would not be related. They can't explain that to me because it was related, and I can't tell you exactly how. All I can tell you is that space weather affects seismic activity. We know that, and typically, though, you'll hear me talk about coronal holes doing that. Whenever we have coronal holes facing Earth, okay, the seismic activity goes up. That is just a fact. That's a historical, data-proven fact. You can't deny what's in that part of it. And when I'm talking about coronal holes, I'll try to find one here for you. Let's just go to the 211 here. Again, this is SDO, and this is the 211 angstrom. They assign it purple, but it's the 211 angstrom. That's the wavelength of light that we're able to see here with this filter. But you see that dark right there? That is a extremely small coronal hole. Now this one's opening up. Check that out. That's interesting. I didn't even see that before. So we'll run that back. You see how that opened up? Now it's not a hole in the sun. For those that don't know, that is not a hole in the sun. That is a hole in the atmosphere of the sun, the corona. So it exposes the surface. Yes, the surface of the sun is colder than the atmosphere. Wrap your brain around that. If you can figure that out 100%, you will win the next Nobel Prize for science, because they still have not figured out why that is. They sent the Parker SV probe out there. If you guys remember, a few years back, it's the one that went into the corona of the sun, made it in, kissed the sun is how they worded it, which is I think it was good wording, because it didn't stay there very long. But it was able to collect some data, and they got some really good data from it, and they got some really good theories now that are really, really reasonable, okay? Now, whatever's completely right or wrong, I don't know. But all I'm saying is that that's what's going on with that. So when the corona opens up, the surface is exposed, thus more energy just flies out. And you know what else, guys? I missed the roll call completely. Okay, no, I didn't. I can scroll up and look. Sorry about that. I do that a lot. But I do like to know where you guys are from. Central Kentucky, Noodlehead. Midwest, LMG, good to see you. Philanthropy. Yeah, tongue-tied there. Hey, Butterfly, good to see you in the chat. thank you for always coming and watching on the replay. I know that people can't always be here. I also want to shout out Renee Woods. She's always here. Schaefer Girl's always doing the replay if she can't be here. I mean, a lot of you guys are, okay? You always come and tell me, too. So, yeah. Thank you for that. Indiana from Deb. Mercuriana. Columbia. Love that. I knew that, too, from last time. Thank you. Howard Parker, Southern California. Good to see you, SoCal. Hey, there's K plus 4. You know why I'm saying K plus 4? Guys, she lost her Google account, I guess, or lost her phone, and she had to start like a new account and all that. And when she did, the membership system through YouTube, she had to re-up her membership, and she had to go back to the red badge because it wouldn't let her add the other 4 months she'd already been here. And I hate that. I wish I could fix that for her, but I couldn't. It took her mod status and everything away, and obviously I fixed that right away. But yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, Kay. I really wish I could do something with that. I am so sorry for that. Hi from Southern California. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. I'll just throw that one up there. Ricky, ER, probably nuts tonight. That moon crazy energy. Heck yeah. And welcome, Lisa. Good to see you. Planet Hermit. I'm not sure why you put 31 in there. Hey, Annette, what's up? Judy L. I can't sleep at all. I had hip replaced 3 weeks ago. I am in pain. Doctor finally refilled pain. Yep, be careful with those. Please do. I ended up being addicted because of my neck problems. I've been in recovery for 13 years now, going on 14. By the way, guys, I just want to say a shout out to my wonderful best friend and wife. Today is our 31st wedding anniversary. And she is the best thing that's ever happened to me. She made, yeah, she turned me into a man and made me be a great father. So I could not have gotten any more blessed for her to be my wife. It is something that I thank God for every day. We were just talking about the recovery part of, been in recovery 13 years. Let me tell you something, guys. It ain't me. It's her. Just so you know. She knew what I needed to hear when I needed to hear it. When I went and got help, I was scared to death when I came out. Nobody was going to be there. Because I gave them no reason to be. You know what I mean? But she grabbed my hand and turned me around right before I walked through the door and said, "We will be here when you get out." And that's all I needed to hear. And the rest is history. And I have never, and I hate that, hate saying this. I'm not trying to brag, but it's the truth. I'm proud of it because of her. She, I've never relapsed. Not one time. And I've had surgeries and everything. I had 20 teeth yanked out of my head at once because of, I had some really bad mouth issues and stuff going on. And, did all that without no pain medication. Try that one time, guys. Not fun. Anyway, but thank you, guys. That's little to do about Mr. Wages there. All right. Hey, Axe and Nacho are live at 11 tonight, guys, too. So if you guys don't know who Axe and Nacho are, somebody drop their link in there. One of my mods, please grab their link. Hey, moderators, if you want, I can make you guys a list, by the way, and send it to you of links of everybody's channels and stuff. That way you have it on access. If you can, it makes it easier. We do it over on Marfugal. Okay, so I want to get to this Aurora. This Aurora was awesome. Okay, I didn't get to see any of this, right, because of where I live. But to see Aurora this bright during a full moon that was almost at perigee, which means the moon was as close as it's going to get. Harvest moon. I mean, you can see that there were hardly any clouds. I mean, there were some, but the moonlight was there. Guys, this is not daytime. This is moonlight lighting up this foliage. It's amazing. Aurora just freaking amazes me. But just know that we've seen Aurora down in Arkansas, Texas, Missouri. Okay? We've seen it very, very far south. Now, it's not so unusual for a G4, I will say. Okay? I didn't hear any reports from like southern Florida or nothing this time. Not yet. There might be some out there I just don't know of. But thank you, Leah. Appreciate you. I bashed her too. K plus 4. But that's why I'm calling K plus 4. Just so you know, guys. Hey, Surgery, good to see you, bud. Good to see you. Thank you for always being here. Trish, Howard, Jeremy. Okay, so let me just finish up the space weather report first before I start doing that. But that is an awesome picture, and it was taken in Cantwell, Alaska by Todd Solid. Guys, please come over here to spaceweather.com and give Dr. Tony Phillips some love. I can't say that enough. He impacts this community more than he could ever know. Everybody looks at this webpage. And I'm not so sure that everybody was looking at it a few years ago. I always have. Me and a few other people, but I think what's happened is because of myself and a few other channels, they go there now. And it upsets me to death when somebody, and this happened today, showed this right here, this part of this webpage, and did not even mention his name. That is so wrong and rude. Just so you know. I mean, I don't show you guys anybody's stuff without saying, this is who it is and this is where it's at. They did the work. Go give them some love. Now, my stuff, I don't care. People can share my stuff with whoever they want. I don't put anything like that on lockdown. If I do put something on lockdown, I'll be the first one to say it. I'll just say something specific, but I've never done that. People are welcome to share my stuff all day long. I don't care. Why else am I here? You know? I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, right? But I get other people, right? I mean, it is their intellectual property, and we do put a lot of work into this, so. But anyway, Dr. Tony Phillips here has got 3 fireballs. Okay, it's not anything like that. Oh, thank you, miss. You're awesome. Thank you so much for that. Guys, you have to get over and check out her channel. I mean, we get so much love, and that's just another, you know, example of that. But yeah. So, anyway, let's, Scott, what's up, buddy? Scott Dixon? Thank you. I seen you left 2 super chats over on Marfugo the other night, trying to tell me we were at a G4, informing me, remember? That was cool. Thank you for that. Very cool. Yeah, it sucks when you got to go there, doesn't it, Scott? I hate that for people when they have to go do that. Travel where they don't typically do just because they're trying to support their family the best that they can. It sucks. I worked in a factory for over 20 years, and I worked night shift 12 hours for multiple of those years. And in case you guys didn't know that, little fun fact here, but this is the geoelectric field model as I talk here. This is the geoelectric field at the surface. Okay? Geomagnetism affects geoelectric field. They do this because this is what they're trying to do, bridge a gap between the ability to take space weather, geomagnetism, and how it affects the forecasting of, guess what? Earthquakes. That's why USGS, Natural Resources Canada, and NOAA. Now, I've been showing you guys this thing for almost 3 years now. I don't know if I was the only one. I think I might have been. But it just is what it is. Are we at a KP of 5 now, Tricia? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. We'll look here in just a second, okay? Thank you for that, though. And if you guys ever get information like that while I'm live, please feel free. Don't feel like you have to super chat that. I mean, you could just tag one of my mods or tag me or something there, and I'll look. But, yeah. So let's go look at that real quick before I forget. Let's update that. Okay. Well, NOAA doesn't have it at that, but I do, you know, check this out, guys. Look. What's that say? They're changing their forecast as we're talking. So she's right. You see this? That's for the 19th. You see it down here anywhere? Nope. They are changing their forecast as we speak. And this right where it says latest observed, this is going to change, and so will this very, very shortly. I don't see it being too much longer here. Let's look at the HP. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're in a geomagnetic storm, no doubt. We got 30, so we got 3 hours of a plot here. The next plot is probably going to be put us over the edge, and we'll be at an official 3 hour, like we get over here at Space Weather Prediction Center. This next plot will probably be close to a 5. I don't see it being over a 5. At least it doesn't look that way. At least from judging by this. This is a German website, guys. By the way, I can change that to English like an idiot. I didn't know that, and I made myself sound like an idiot yesterday, which happens often, but you know. GFS offers an Oh, I didn't know that. Let's see this. What's this do? Okay. We got Nowcast. What's this? You guys are seeing me jump around here. Oh, okay. Oh, check that out. This is what I've been looking for, kind of. Guys, this is back during that storm. I wonder if it lets me click on that. It surely didn't. It took me right back to that. But at least we get to see this, right? So this is what we got right now. This is the HP6, the KP index. This is the 3 hour data plots. But yeah, so yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Now, let's go. I don't want to miss anything, guys. That's what I'm trying to say here. Now, this is the latest image from the sun as far as, this is a magnetogram, and what you're looking at here, these are the sunspots, current sunspots, in relation to the size of the Earth. All right? So I'm going to zoom in here, and we can move this around a little bit just to give you guys a little bit better of a look. And I zoomed in pretty far there. I'm doing that on purpose so you guys get a better look at it. You see that? The Earth fits right inside that thing. That's how big these holes are. So you got 2 Earths there. You got one here. I didn't used to show this, guys, and I really wish I had been the whole time. I learned something every day, and this is one of those things I've learned. And actually, let's get that there. Let's make sure we do this for you. If I didn't highlight that super chat there, I need to. I want to make sure I say thanks to you guys. Thank you, Trish. There it is. I think it was already up there, but we'll leave it there for another minute or two. Okay, so but yeah, so there's the Earth scale, and I wish I'd been showing this to you guys for a long time, and I haven't. So that was kind of my bad. So, but I will say this. Check this out. I mean, this sunspot here, you can't get any closer to this right in front of us. So, but the thing of it is, guys, check this out though. You see how there's really nothing around it? So that means that it's not that complex. This spot would concern me a little bit more, and I use that concern word very lightly there. I'm not concerned about it at all, really. But if it starts to swirl around, it could flare. So, but as far as what's hitting us right now, we're going to look at one more thing, and then I'm just going to have to wait and see, dig into it a little bit more, and see if I can't come back with a better answer for you guys. I'm gonna go back. This is what I do, guys. Okay, a good rule of thumb: if we get hit with the unexpected solar storm like right now, go back 3 days. Start there. Okay. So, and we got to think that we're really the 18th because we're just now rolling to the 19th. Thank you. Appreciate that, Scott. Really do. Let me put that up in there. Okay. Now, so 18th, so we got 24, 48, 36. So we'll go back to the 15th. Okay, and let's just look at the run and see if we see any eruptions. Now, my eye's probably going to see a little bit more than what yours will because obvious reasons, right? Now, because I'm not really seeing a whole lot, because I'm not. You guys can see it. I think this was the day after the one that launched the X-Flare. Now, if you remember, I said on the 14th, and we're going to go back to the 14th right now. This is the day the big X flare popped, right? But what I want you guys to understand, I told you guys this was a possibility, that this big eruption, everybody was going to be so focused on it, they weren't going to really pay much attention to what else was going on the sun. If you wanted to go back and cipher through that live stream, you're probably going to hear me say that. But I can see little puffs happening like that right there. Now, I'm not saying that that's the one that's hitting us right now. I'm just saying those are the kind of things that people kind of miss. If that sideswiped us at all, I don't know. I can't give you a good answer here. I'm not seeing anything like extremely clear right here, guys. Now, we could go look at SDO also, and we will do so. And then I do want to go to, let's just do the... Yeah, let's do the 94, and we'll go back to the 14th to the 16th, just to give us a run here, okay? Come on. All right. And while that loads, we'll go back over here, and I'll reload this page. And actually, while we're doing that, while that's loading, what I can do is I can show you the Discover data. That's one thing I needed to do anyway. Hey, look, guys, look. See? We are now officially at a G1. So, yeah. Good call on that. Good call on that. Who told me that? Who said that earlier? I forget. Hey, Angel, good to see you. So, yeah, we are at a G1 storm right now. Now, is this a big deal? Absolutely not. Okay, the only big deal about it is it was not forecasted. Oh, I love that AA, Ron. Oh, my gosh. I wish I was sitting next to you, brother. I'm not kidding. I love sitting out in the summertime. That's one of my fondest childhood memories. Running around with a mason jar with the cap on with the holes in it, catching fireflies. Anyway, this is the BZ. We look for -6. When it gets to -6, it highlights this in purple. This is the Discover graph. This is at NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center. Yes, I just threw a whole bunch of words at you. If you're brand new here, you probably didn't understand much of that. So we come to Space Weather Prediction Center, NOAA. Anybody new will understand that. And then we come over here to the Discover data. This is being collected on satellites, okay? And so what's happening here is the BZ is our magnetic polarity, the position of it, of our magnetic field, essentially. Now, when it's in the negative, it means we're more open to accept and will couple to the magnetic fields inside of CMEs, solar wind, all of that, okay? So when that's happening, we get to -6, that means we're wide open for that. So we have a better chance of getting into geomagnetic storming. That's what's happening. You can see how we went -6 a few hours ago. I did see that before I went live, but I didn't know we were going to go like that. But our density here in the orange, it's just not that high. I mean, it's like normal. So's the speed. So's the temperature, guys. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you guys why that's happening right now. My guess is it could be the wake of a CME that flew close by. We could have had a jerk on, or actually we could have got hit with the current sheet too. And what that means, and I'll kind of show that to you here very briefly. So let's go here. This is a NASA Enlil spiral model. These dashed lines are called interplanetary magnetic field lines. That's our connection to the sun. Everything is connected to the sun, including satellites, rocks, and I say this often, if you were naked floating in space, your left butt cheek would be connected to the sun magnetically. I'm not kidding. It truly would be. So anyway, the current sheath, see this down here? It's the white line. So sometimes when that crosses over our line, which it looks like it might have right there, it will give us a little bit of a jerk and it'll cause geomagnetism. Okay? I'm not going to get into too much detail there, but you can definitely see how right there at the end, watch this current sheath right here. It was getting ready to hit us. Sometimes when that happens, it is. When do we worry? Let me tell you something first and foremost. That's a good question, and it definitely is a great question. When do we worry about what I say? Never. That's the simple answer. You should never worry. That's too strong of an emotion for what we're dealing with right here. Okay? So let me just say this. Being aware is what you should be. Hey, Kristen, good to see you. So, here's the thing, and I haven't said this in a long time, and maybe I need to go back to saying this. That way the sun can kiss my butt. You guys are going off what I said there, aren't you? I didn't read the whole chat. I'll go back and read it later. You guys are killing me. There you go, FaZe. I like that. And yeah, Leah kind of just said it there too. I've never popped in there with any kind of an emergency alert, and I won't, except for one time, if I'm able to. I will never say those words to you guys unless I think that it's really going to be a grid down, complete grid down situation. Okay? I'm not going to come on here and scare you guys like that. It's ridiculous when people do that because, again, it goes back to that crying wolf thing. Right? You can only do that so many times till people become numb to it. That's why they fight so hard to bring in like tornado warnings, to narrow them down into the cones that they do and to the time frames. Because when you just let that be wide open, because some people will say, well, why can't you just like warn like 2 counties at a time? You don't do that because when it doesn't happen 10 times in a row, and then the 11th time it actually does hit where that person's standing, that person dies. That's why. I know it's kind of a severe analogy there, or an intense analogy, but it's the truth. Okay? So that's why I don't do that. We stay aware. We're not scared here. Ever. We're not afraid of what we can't control. We can't control any of that. We can't change it. So we're aware that it could happen, and we do things accordingly if the bad thing was to happen. So when they do, my goal is I've given you guys at least some sort of an awareness tool to let you know when I can't be here to tell you. That's why. Chances are on the biggest event, I won't be able to be here, guys. I mean, seriously. You know, when we're talking about, you know, situations like that, it's going to be something that gets here extremely fast. When we finally figure out that it could actually do that, like with any kind of certainty at all, it will be too late to come out here and tell you, most likely. So please don't be afraid, ever. So what I'm doing here is this. My goal is to eliminate the shock scare from you guys. From everybody listening to me. I had to learn this myself because I'm just like everybody else. I'm a human. Until I learn these things, I don't know, right? That's why you guys are asking questions. And they're great questions. So, hey, Wrath. So, what I'm saying is, yes, exactly, Ricky. That's such a great comment. Fear is a waste of energy. So much so. I mean, I'm not even kidding with that. That's a good comment. If you guys were to think back to when the hardest you were ever scared, the biggest time that you were in so much fear, you remember clutching your chest and being like, oh my gosh. It was probably something that we call a shock scare, right? That's when something completely caught you off guard, jumped out in your face, and you're screaming because you're doing the fight or flight, that kind of thing, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm eliminating that shock scare. So if we do that, Carla, I love it. Anyway, when we do that, what's that mean? Right? If we can eliminate that, then we make better decisions, guys. That's the whole point. You eliminate that fear because you don't want that to affect the decisions you're making. Right? So we don't want that. I don't ever want my fear as a father to affect what happens to my kids. That goes with anything. That's why I have to fight the fact of wanting to run down to her school every time there's some sort of threat, which there has been every day for 5 days now, by the way. And it's getting old. That kind of stuff's getting old. You know what they're doing now, just so you guys know that know my story here that's been happening this past week? They're making the teachers come out in front of the classroom instead of just releasing them out the door. Like if they get a fire alarm pulled, they're making the teachers come out the door first. You want to know why? Because they see it on social media, the kids were talking about whoever was making threats and stuff was saying that they would pull the fire alarm and just start mowing people down when they walked out the door. Yeah, this is the kind of crap my kid's having to deal with, and it's really, really upsetting. But, you know, we can't do that. It's just the day that we live in that world today, guys. It just is what it is. But that's what, you know, that's that whole fear thing. But I do appreciate the fact that they're not allowing our kids to stay or bend to that kind of fear. The second we do that as a society, is the second this is all over. You might as well, yeah, like you just said, just kiss your butt goodbye. Because it's not even worth it. If we got to run around here in fear all day, who wants to do that? Nobody. So we push forward, right? We take threats and stuff sincere. We address them, but we don't let it control what we do. We control how we react. And that's why I'm trying to help you guys understand space weather in the sense that, hey, I love space weather. All this stuff is cool. Aurora, all of it. But there is a serious side to it that I do talk about, and I don't want people to be afraid of it. That's all. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm tired. Sorry for the rant. Sorry, guys. I get a little little worked up when I talk about that because I see so many people, some other channels and things, just scaring the crap out of people. I mean, literally with bells going off. Literally. I mean, really? Really? And, you know, and here's the thing, too. Some channels, that is part of their shtick, you know what I'm saying? And I get that, right? I don't really have a problem with that. They're just having fun with it. Because there are channels out there that do that. And I'm not going to name them or anything like that. But that, you know, they're kind of playing up the emergency thing, but that's part of who they are and what they're doing, and everybody knows it's just a half joke at all times. But the only issue with that is when it's time to be serious, they're not going to be able to help you because nobody's going to take them seriously when it's time to. But if you're aware of that, then, you know, no harm, no foul. I have no problem with people doing that. I really don't. I think some of the channels I watch, I laugh at them. And I think, and here's the thing, a lot of them are smart and they're giving you the correct information. It's just their way of presenting the information sometimes looks a little bit, you know, on one of those things, I guess. Yeah. Fear is contagious and breeds panic, and panic makes really dumb decisions. Well said. Well said, Carla. Well said. Hey, Linda. All right, guys. I am going to pop off here. Hey, guys, Axe and Nacho are live. I know Aliyah put that in there. For those who wondered, let me see here. What happened to the millennials? They are the ones who grew up with that fear in school that something could happen. Yeah. Exactly. That's us, isn't it, Mist? What did we have to deal with when we were in school? Do you guys remember? At least people my age. We had the whole nuke thing going on, right? Which is still a thing. But do you guys see them doing any kind of drills and stuff at school on a regular basis? Not usually. So that's the whole thing. Things start to, you know, kind of come down and people start to react in not such a serious way. That's good and bad, all about that. But anyway, guys, there's Axe and Nacho's link. Please go over there. Tell them, hey, Wages World sent me. Go tell them. Go show them some love, guys. It's really fun up there. Okay, they're one of my favorite Canucks. Them and Lord Kiss Freak. Guys, get up there. Go check them out. It's fun. It's good music. It's funny. They're both funny. I'm not sure if Nacho will be there, but Axe is always there. It's him and his wife. They sometimes they'll bring their kid on and stuff too. It's pretty fun. It's fun. It's good, clean fun too. Yeah, they talk some adult stuff, but it's not like a kid that would be inappropriate for a kid. It's not like that. It's fun though. It's extremely fun. So get up there and check him out. Check out Mark Pyers also. If Trisha's still here, I know Trisha's over on Mark's all the time. Her and her husband. And thank you guys, whoever gifted memberships today. I always forget. K+4. I Am Planet Hermit. Ron. Did anybody else give memberships today? I can't remember. But all the super chats, and they're not here in front of me, so I can't give you like some big rundown here. But I do appreciate each and every one of you. I said thanks when it first happened, but sometimes I can't pull it back up while I'm live. I'm trying to go back here now. Carla, thank you so much. Thank you for the questions. Great stuff. Hey, Raph, good to see you. Also, guys, hey, Linda. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of going back in the chat there. I'm sorry. But Barfugo will be going live here shortly too, so kind of keep your guys' ear out for that. IG, what's up? Good night, IG. Appreciate you. Skywatch Time Lapse, good to see you. But what I will say, guys, yeah, Evolution Studios, thank you for being here. I was actually getting ready to shout you out, guys. You guys don't know who Evolution Studios is? He's coming back to. His name's Gary Mustard II, I believe is his name. He's the one with the backwards Aurora that I showed you guys a few times now. Go check out his channel, please. He's coming back to YouTube and concentrating on that a little bit more from what I understand. So go support there also. But please go check out Axe and Nacho too. He's live right now. So if you guys go up there, say, hey, Wages World, sent you. We're here. Wages World love, baby. Heck yeah. All right, guys. Miss V, see you, everybody. Aaliyah, thank you, my mods. I love all you guys. All the Kool-Aid Krew, love all of you. And I will see you tomorrow with at least one members-only stream, if not two. Look for one possibly coming. Guess what? Yeah, in the middle of the night, baby. In the middle of the night. Also, guys, one more thing before you leave. I may post this in a community post, but I want to get your guys' opinion on this. That's my new logo. I may change everything, my logo to that. If you guys like it, let me know. If not, I'll leave it the same and we'll work on it. We might even do that in a members only stream. All right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink. Planet Hermit, what's up? This Kool-Aid, Courtney James. You guys can drink this Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah.